Hi, Tim. How's everyone? I've just turned on my camera. So thank you very much for having us on. We can just jump across to the company snapshot. Next page. Thank you. Now, to give a little bit of a snapshot on Star Combo Pharma on a high level, we are a Sydney-based manufacturer and distributor of vitamins and beauty products. We've got our own capability in the manufacturing segment, along with our own branded product portfolio, as well as a retail arm. So we've got quite a diversified business portfolio going from end to end. Now, what we can see is that our revenue for this year, for the current financial year, is at 38.8 million, and we are up 81% on financial year 19, which is a very remarkable result we've achieved so far. Our EBITDA for the current previous year's comparison is that we are also up, currently now at 1.8 mil. Star Combo Pharma, although it has been listed on the stock exchange at 2018, so we're still fairly newcomer in terms of being a publicly listed company. However, we've had a long-standing continuous operation for the past 16 years, going from a very small distribution type of company, then adding on to a manufacturing arm, and slowly building up the portfolio that we have today. Next slide, please. Now, what we can see is our current capabilities include the contract manufacturing facility, which is currently at about 25,000 square meters, as we recently completed the acquisition of adjacent land to the current facility, and we will be building on that. Now, the facility that we currently operate across is actually a TGA licensed manufacturing facility. Now, what that actually means is that as a full scope manufacturer, we are able to make therapeutic goods such as fish oils, glucosamines, to your more unique herbal-based medication. So we've got a very, very full manufacturing scope in our current facility. Now, on top of that, you would have picked up in the previous slide that we do have a very diversified portfolio. So we also do have a retail as well, which is under the Oz2U banner. Within the Oz2U banner, we've got a separate online and offline distribution, whereby the offline contributes minimally to the top line, and most of the sales completed in the online platform. Now, through there, we distribute a range of vitamin wellness products, including your things like your UGG boots, milk powders, etc. So quite a diversified range of products, mainly going from B2C channels, so going from business to consumers directly. Next slide, please. Now, what we would see is that for the past 6 years figure, now you can see that we've had quite a steady increase in our business overall. In the last financial year, we had a total of 38.8 mil revenue. Now, the breakdown is 66% from our retail side, 19% is from our contract manufacturing side, and 15% is from our own branded product. Now, with the breakdown activities for this year, it's worth mentioning that in May, earlier on in the year, we've actually completed a 33.32 million placement via a Chinese Shenzhen listed company called Golden Max. Now, they currently have a pharma division in China who's very, very engaged in distribution and manufacturing of their own branded product, largely in the herbal space. Now, when we come into the year of 2020, I think everyone talks about COVID-19. And I think that would resonate with most of the companies. Now, luckily for Star Combo Pharma, we've had very minimal COVID-19 impact to our operations. Because we operate in the healthcare space very, very actively, what we've actually seen is that there are certain demand increases in immunity boosting product. Now, when I talk about minimal COVID-19 impact, what I'm really proud to say is that through the year 2020, we've had no changes to our current staff. So we haven't trimmed down on anyone. In fact, right now we're actually recruiting for new members to our big family. And also in terms of the operational perspective, we've had no disruption to the current workplace. Everyone is still operational on site. However, we've obviously got COVID-19 measures in place, including extra sanitizing stations, etc., like signing, and then having the work as a COVID-19 safe place, and then having an office on site. But we've had 0 shutdown days due to COVID-19. So that's something I'm very, very proud to say that we've achieved over the year 2020. Now, in terms of the current business, we are actually still facing a growth, which is extremely positive. Now, overall, we've had 14 new private labeling clients, which is worth approximately $1 million in revenue that we'll bring through. And we are currently also expanding the current manufacturing facility, which is the large core to bring manufacturing back on shore, and then keeping that domestic supply chain available through this period of time and moving forward. Now, for our Q1 activities next year, what we're striving to achieve is to further expand on our private labeling side. I'm quite proud again to announce the work that we have achieved in the last quarter, and that is signing up a supply agreement contract with this warehouse. And also we expanded our capabilities to also cover liquid product manufacturing. So that would cover your things like your DHA drops, vitamin D drops, etc. And as mentioned previously, we have completed the acquisition of an adjacent land currently to the 171 to 177 Park, Smithfield. That would be an additional new site to our current facility. So this gives a better snapshot onto our current business model. And previously, I have mentioned that we are a very vertically integrated company, providing end-to-end healthcare benefits. Now, going through this gives you some detailed snapshot as to exactly what business unit functions are. So the contract manufacturing division falls under Star Pharma, and we are a fully TGA licensed facility to be able to do a full manufacturing scope, covering your soft gels, your tablets, your powders, and also your hard capsules, for the very recently added line into the liquid space. Under Star Combo Australia, this is where the distribution arm falls into place, and also where our own in-house branded product is held under. Now, that is the wholesale side. So predominantly we deal from a B2B perspective, which is business to business. Moving across to Osteo and Koala, more functions. These opens up your B2C channels, so your business to consumer outlet. Now through this platform, majority of the sales incurred in our e-commerce platform, and then with certain divisions into our retail store. Again, the 2 physical store is currently based in Sydney. Now, in terms of the our activities with the China distribution, we actually have an in-country office in China, and currently we've got 11 products that are registered under the CIQ license for distribution into offline arms. Next slide. Okay. And then giving a detailed overview of Star Pharma, which is our manufacturing division. We currently sit on 15,000 meters of the purpose-built facility at 171 to 177 Park Road. We are continuing to expand that. So with the new site addition, that will become a 20,000 square meter facility, and we are building on that. Through the year of 2020, what we're quite strong in is new product development. So what we're able to do is provide a brand concept. So for example, you want a particular product with a certain benefit, but you don't know what formulation to go. Now, we are the expert in this field, and we have done the commercialization of 26 new products based on marketing concept in 2020. Our facility at the moment, we've actually also completed the building of a milk powder blend and pack facility, which was completed in August this year. Now that facility sits on the current line and is currently export ready and is currently registered under the DAWR. Next slide, please. To give a little bit of a background onto our branded product distribution under Star Combo, what we have is 4 different brands going across into different target market segments. Now, what you can see is that we have 2 vitamin brands and then also 2 beauty brands. Their distribution channels and target market is very, very different. And I'm not going to go into the detail of getting that breakdown, but it's pretty much covered in the slide. Next page, please. Now, the e-commerce platform, the Ops to You part, we currently provide across 5,000 product lines. So it's a very, very diversified portfolio. Across that database, now what we have is that we've both got Star Combo products, we sell other products as well. So it's definitely not something just targeted to our own brands. Now, with the retail presence, we've got one in Carlingford, which is northwesterly, and then another one in Ashfield, very much in the west. Our new customer acquisition rate is about 15%. Growing into the future, we want to focus on 6 pillars. We want to focus on our research and development side, include our service offerings, maintain our price competitiveness by growing with economy of scale, and also expanding the current site. Next slide, please. Now, this slide covers a little bit of our strategy. However, I am really mindful of time, and I want to leave some questions for questions and answers. So I might wrap it up over here and then open it up for any further questions.
Thanks, Sue. I realise you have a lot to get through there, so but sometimes Q&A is good. Can you tell us a little bit more about the substantial shareholder? I noticed that management and Golden Star own around 64% of the register, and I suppose the issue is that can potentially be a conflict for fund managers who want to see a larger free float.
Oh, absolutely, Tim. That's a very good question. And in terms of that holder, management actually no longer have a 65% shareholding. There's about 30% shareholding from management. Now, earlier on this year, in May, we had a private placement completed by Golden Max. A large percentage of our business portfolio revolves around a clear China market strategy. So rather than finding distributors or agents or whatnot, what we find is that you need to have the right partner, the right strategic partner to be able to grow that space properly. So for us, Golden Max was the right partner to bring on board. Now, they've contributed quite significantly into the board in the past few months, and they currently is a substantial shareholder with over 30% holding. And they brought in 33.32 mil to the business this year.
And why manufacture in Australia? Is that because there's that that image and branding associated with the clean, healthy living in Australia? Is that why you manufacture here as part of selling those products back into China?
Yeah. So our manufacturing facility is actually TGA licensed facility, we are expanding the manufacturing operation to cater for growing demand in the healthcare space. So vitamins, we're still seeing a clear demand. It's just that the product that consumers are asking for is a bit different. Further to that, the local manufacturing area, I think, will actually experience a downside subsequent to COVID-19. Now, the government, the Morrison government also has said very, very strongly that, there's a heavy investment into the manufacturing operations. And we believe that we do need to bring manufacturing back on shore. So to clarify that, we're not just manufacturing for overseas business. A lot of our current manufacturing partners that we have, so the brand owners who manufacture with us, they are domestic brand owners and they're domestic players. And we want to cater to that market, and we believe that the demand will still be very, very strong, especially after this COVID-19 sentiment.
Okay, and we've got time for one quick question, one quick answer, if you don't mind. China, there's a lot of trade conflicts with certain commodities. Can that affect your business?
Look, I think we're in a very, very good space. And to an extent, I think, yes, it will. It will affect, not just our business, I think it will affect all business in general, because, potentially that's one of the largest markets in the world. But what we have is that we have a sound strategy to target that market. We have an in-house strategic partner who knows the market quite well. And then on top of that, we also focus on the local market, the domestic market. It's not just as though 90% of our product are on export. In fact, 90% of our revenue comes from domestic players. So I think for us, Star Combo Pharma is in a sound position to overcome that. Now, in the short term, I think, yes, it will affect us in some way or form, but definitely, long-term wise, we need to recognize that market, and we've got a sound strategy behind it to be able to back